The next item I will cover is recovery of equipment. Once you are out of the parachute harness, remove all air items from the equipment rings. Unzip and turn the universal parachutist recovery bag right side out. Place the parachute harness inside the universal parachutist recovery bag with the smooth side facing up. Secure the risers and place them under the parachute harness. Non-tactical. Elongate the suspension lines and canopy, removing all debris. Once you reach the bridle line, secure the drogue parachute and deployment sleeve in one hand and begin to figure eight roll your canopy and suspension lines all the way to the UPRB, leaving the drogue parachute, deployment sleeve, and bridle assembly on top of the main canopy. Tactical. Remain on a knee at the universal parachutist recovery bag. Begin pulling the suspension lines and canopy towards the universal parachutist recovery bag, stuffing them in as you go. Place the drogue parachute, deployment sleeve, and bridle assembly on top of the main canopy. Snap. Do not zip the universal parachutist recovery bag. Place the reserve parachute in the reserve parachute stowage pocket. Secure all of your equipment. Conduct a 360-degree check of your area and move out to your assembly area. The next item I will cover is the activation of the T-11 reserve parachute. To activate the T-11 reserve parachute, you will use the pull-drop method. Jumpers, hit it. Maintain a good, tight body position. Grasp the ripcord handle with either hand. Throw your head back to the rear, pull out on the ripcord handle, and drop it. Your reserve parachute will activate. Ensure neither hand is in front of the reserve parachute as it deploys. After you activate the T-11 reserve parachute, secure the reserve risers at approximately 200 feet AGL, slip into the wind, and prepare to land. The next item I will cover is towed jumper procedures. Jumpers, hit it. If you become a towed jumper and are being towed by your universal static line modified and are unconscious, you will be retrieved back inside the aircraft. If you are conscious, maintain a good tight body position with both hands covering your ripcord handle, and an attempt will be made to retrieve you inside the aircraft. As you near the paratroop door, do not reach for us. Continue to protect your ripcord handle. If you cannot be retrieved, your universal static line modified will be cut. Once you feel yourself falling free from the aircraft, count to 6,000 and activate your reserve parachute using the pull-drop method. If you are being towed by your equipment, regardless of whether you are conscious or unconscious, that item of equipment will be cut or jogged free, and your main canopy will deploy. The next item I will cover is malfunctions. Remember to continue to check your canopy for any damage or irregularities and compare your rate of descent throughout your entire jump. If at any time you cannot compare your rate of descent or you are falling faster than your fellow jumpers, immediately activate your reserve parachute using the pull-drop method. The next item I will cover is collisions and entanglements. Jumpers, hit it. Check canopy and gain canopy control, and immediately compare your rate of descent with fellow jumpers. If you see another jumper approaching, immediately look and then slip away. If you cannot avoid the collision, assume a spread eagle body position and attempt to bounce off the jumper's canopy and or suspension lines, and immediately look and then slip away. If you pass through the suspension lines and you become entangled, snap into a modified position of attention. With either hand, protect your ripcord handle. With the opposite hand, attempt to weave your way out of the suspension lines, the same way you entered. Once clear, immediately look and then slip away. If you become entangled, the higher jumper will climb down to the lower jumper using the hand-under-hand method. Once both jumpers are even, they will face each other and grasp each other's left main lift web. Both jumpers will discuss which PLF they will execute. Both jumpers will conduct the same PLF. Neither jumper will execute a front PLF. Both jumpers will continue to observe their canopies all the way to the ground. If one canopy collapses, both jumpers will ride the one good canopy all the way to the ground. If both canopies collapse, both jumpers will immediately turn away in order to create a clear path and activate their reserve parachute using the pull drop method. Should you find yourself on another jumper's canopy without rolling, use whatever means necessary to get off the canopy and immediately activate your reserve parachute. Attempt to avoid the 4 corner vents on the canopy. Should you fall through a corner vent, stay where you are and be prepared to conduct a PLF. If you have another jumper on top of your canopy, continually compare your rate of descent. If you are falling faster than your fellow jumpers, immediately activate your reserve parachute using the pull drop method.